The night of October 15th, 2024, was a furnace of chaos in Donetsk, eastern Ukraine. The city, a scarred relic of the Russo-Ukrainian War, pulsed with the din of artillery and the flicker of distant fires. Russian forces, backed by separatist militias, clashed with Ukrainian defenders in a grinding stalemate, each street a contested frontier. Into this inferno stepped an unlikely figure, Ibrahim Traoré, the 36-year-old president of Burkina Faso, a man known for his iron will and defiance of Western influence. In a secret pact with Vladimir Putin, forged in Moscow's shadowed halls, Ibrahim Traoré had agreed to join a covert operation, a night raid to cripple a Ukrainian command post in Donetsk's outskirts. This was no ordinary mission. It was a gamble, a test of nerve and skill. And for Ibrahim Traoré, a chance to prove his resolve on a global stage. This is his story, a true war story of a leader thrust into the heart of a foreign war zone, where one night's raid became a legend of audacity. The mission, codenamed Shadow Strike, was born of desperation. Russian advances in Donetsk had stalled, and Ukrainian drones were shredding supply lines. A fortified command post in a derelict factory, bristling with radio jammers and drone operators, was the linchpin of Kiev's defense. Destroy it, and the Russian line could surge forward. Ibrahim Traoré, with his military background and anti-Western rhetoric, was an unexpected ally. Putin saw value in his presence, a symbol of global South defiance, and offered him a role in a Spetsnaz-led raid. Ibrahim Traoré accepted, not for glory, but to secure Russian arms for Burkina Faso's own battles. Clad in unmarked fatigues, he joined a six-man team, his face obscured by a balaclava, his heart steady despite the alien war zone. The night was moonless, the air thick with smoke and the tang of gunpowder. Donetsk was a beast, and Ibrahim Traoré was about to challenge its jaws. The team moved at midnight, slipping through Donetsk's shattered suburbs. The city was a graveyard of concrete husks, pocked by shell craters and littered with twisted rebar. Drones buzzed overhead, their thermal eyes hunting for movement. Ibrahim Traoré crouched low, his boots crunching on glass, his breath fogging in the autumn chill. The Spetsnaz leader, a grizzled Russian named Volkov, signaled the path, a sewer tunnel to bypass Ukrainian patrols. The tunnel was a suffocating maze, its walls slick with grime, the stench of decay choking their lungs. Ibrahim Traoré crawled behind Volkov, his knees scraping stone, his mind sharp despite the claustrophobia. A distant explosion shook the earth, dust raining from the ceiling. Fear gnawed at him, but he pushed it down, driven by the mission's weight. Failure meant exposure, not just for him, but for his nation's fragile alliances. They emerged near the factory, its silhouette looming through the fog. The command post was a fortress, barbed wire, sandbags, and floodlights casting stark beams. Ukrainian sentries patrolled, their rifles glinting, while a drone's hum pulsed like a heartbeat. The team split, Ibrahim Traoré pairing with a Spetsnaz sapper to plant charges on the post's generators. They darted across open ground, shadows among shadows, as a searchlight swept past. Ibrahim Traoré's pulse hammered, his body pressed against a rusted truck. A sentry paused, head tilting, as if sensing their presence. Ibrahim Traoré held his breath, fingers tightening on a knife, but the sentry moved on. They reached the generators, hulking machines buzzing with power. The sapper worked fast, wiring explosives, while Ibrahim Traoré kept watch, his eyes scanning for threats. A drone's red light flickered above, and he froze, certain it had seen them. It hadn't, yet. The raid signal came, a flare from Volkov's team, bursting green in the sky. Chaos erupted. Spetsnaz operatives opened fire, silenced rounds dropping sentries, while explosives rocked the factory's gate. Ukrainian defenders answered, their machine guns roaring, tracers slicing the darkness. Ibrahim Traoré and the sapper detonated their charges, the generators erupting in a fireball that plunged the post into darkness. The floodlights died, and screams filled the air. Ibrahim Traoré ran, joining the team's assault on the command center, a concrete bunker within the factory. Bullets zipped past, one grazing his sleeve, the sting sharp but bloodless. He dove behind a crate, heart pounding, as a grenade's blast showered him with dirt. The war zone was alive, a symphony of death, and Ibrahim Traoré was its reluctant conductor. The bunker was a death trap. Ukrainians barricaded inside, their fire relentless, pinning the team. Volkov lobbed a smoke grenade, its haze cloaking their advance. Ibrahim Traoré moved with the Spetsnaz, his training from Burkina Faso's battlefields guiding his steps. They breached the bunker, kicking in a steel door, and stormed inside. The room was a chaos of flickering screens and panicked shouts. Ukrainian officers scrambled, some reaching for radios, others for weapons. Ibrahim Traoré tackled a drone operator, pinning him as Volkov secured the room. They planted charges on the equipment, jammers, servers, drone controls, ensuring the post's destruction. But time was running out. Ukrainian reinforcements were closing, their boots echoing outside. The team had minutes to escape. The retreat was a gauntlet. Drones swarmed, their cameras glowing like predators' eyes. A missile struck nearby, the shockwave slamming Ibrahim Traoré to the ground, his ears ringing. He scrambled up, legs burning, as the team sprinted through the factory's ruins. Ukrainian fire chased them, bullets sparking off walls. A Spetsnaz operative fell, his fate unknown. But Ibrahim Traoré kept running, driven by survival's primal urge. They reached a drainage ditch, diving into its icy water as drones strafed above. Ibrahim Traoré's lungs screamed, his body numb, but he swam, following Volkov's lead. The factory exploded behind them, a mushroom of flame lighting the sky. The command post obliterated. Shadow Strike had succeeded, but at a cost. They evaded capture, slipping into Russian-held lines by dawn. Ibrahim Traoré, soaked and battered, collapsed in a safe house, his mind replaying the night's terror. He'd survived, his role a secret known only to Putin and a few Kremlin insiders. Donetsk's war raged on, but the raid shifted its tide, weakening Ukraine's grip. Ibrahim Traoré returned to Burkina Faso, his mission undisclosed, his legend whispered among Russian ranks. The operation was no myth. Such raids defined Donetsk's shadow war, where unlikely allies shaped history. In a war zone of drones and fire, one leader's audacity burned bright. What does this story mean to you? Donetsk's nights are a crucible, forging tales of defiance and chaos. Share your thoughts in the comments and tell us which true war story you want to hear next. Subscribe to True War Story for more authentic war narratives that plunge you into history's fiercest battles.